Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, monster hunters and monster honeys, duggers and dugettes. Whoa, I like that one. Okay, whoa. Let's change that. Okay, let's back it up. How about duggers and digettes? I don't know. I'm working on because literally coming up with the entire term or phrase or the title, the dig dug himself is, let me adjust the microphone, it's way over there. Just come up with the term, or like I said, the term, the phrase, the title, the dig dug himself all came from an accident. And maybe one day I'll make a contest where you have to find out where I first called myself the dig dug himself. But anyway, yeah, I like that. Duggers and digettes. You know, duggers the males, digettes are the dugettes. The diggers. No, I don't know. I'm gonna work on it. Tell me what you guys think. The duggers and the digettes, or the duggers and the dugettes. I don't know. I kind of like the digettes better. But the digettes sound like one of those old 1950s female singing groups. I don't know if you want to call them. Anyway, regardless, guys, you're still monster hunters and monster honeys, because right now we're playing some Monster Hunter, and today, we have Molten Tigrex here. Molten Tigrex, he will be available to fight after much fighting. I do believe after you beat the initial game, when you actually fight the Crystal Door, and then repel him with whatever means they have to repel him, and he's a Caravan 10 quest. But with all that being said, he's a powerhouse. He has a lot of tricks up his sleeve, and I'm going to try and go over as many of these things as possible, give you as many tips as I can, in the time in which we have to actually fight him. Now, granted, I will, before I go further into this, just note that me playing the game and showing you myself fighting these monsters for the first time, mind you, I always fight monsters for the first time. You get to see me fight the monster for the first time. You get to see the struggle. You get to see what potentially could be you. You know what I mean? That's totally the reason why, why I do it. I fight these monsters. I give you the video of me fighting the monster for the first time so you can see my raw reaction, because we're all going to have these raw reactions at least once, you know what I mean? We're all going to fight the monster at least once. We're going to fight him the first time, and we don't really know too much about him, unless some people, they do a little bit of research, they watch your boy's video or something like that. But I gave you my raw reaction to the video because you can see how I react to it completely raw, and how you potentially could react to it completely raw as well. So I'm putting your shoes on, I guess you could say, because by the time I make the commentary, I've already fought the guy enough to make his armor and a weapon or something like that. Right now, we currently have a weapon made, and all the armor except one piece, and I need to hurry up and make that one piece of armor so I can actually fight the Gold Raytheon. Anyway, just all this being said, just note that the tactics and whatnot that I employ during battle might not always be the best. Listen to the words, listen to the voice. The video, like I said, is potentially you fighting this monster for the first time. If you like many other people actually see the quest that's about to pop up and say, okay, I gotta do this quest. Yo, what did Dak say about this monster? You know, bam, go see what I did. I gave him a little information, and okay, he said this, and that, and we're actually gonna go into the fight with a little bit of information. And how he fought is kind of how I might fight, because he's fighting the monster brand new. Okay, with all that weird stuff out the way, let's give you some tips about the Molten Tigrex, because we talked 4 minutes about nothing. So anyway, Molten Tigrex, like I said, he is a Tigrex. Okay, he is the third variation of the Tigrex in this game, and due to his name, he's actually not fire. One thing you can say that is a bit on par with his name is that he now gives you the quote-unquote blast element. They're making it blast now, because before it was slime. The only thing that had slime was Brachytos, and it was actually a slime. Now other monsters will give you the same blights, but they have to come up with something else, so it's blast. And much like the Teostra, the Elder Dragon, the Manticore, Theo, I decided on calling him, his Blastblight comes in the form of a powder. Now, some of his moves will also leave you a Blastblight, like that tail whip right there. But the little powder cloud that you'll see him, he does it a lot. Whenever he does a move, for the most part, a quote-unquote special move, you'll see clouds of what look like powder or dust come off the back of his wings, and they will come out. You know, they'll keep strafing out till they diffuse into nothing. That's where, well, that's how you get hit with the blight. Do you see it coming off the wings there? That's perfect angle. Do you see that? Okay. The best way to approach him is not to approach him from either side of the wing, because you're probably going to get hit with that, and it's really annoying thing to get hit with. When you are going to approach him, excuse me, you want to approach him head on or tail on. You know what I mean? Directly from the tail. Any deviation will probably get you hit with the blight. And doing parts of this guy, he likes to move around a lot, especially when he gets angry. Time to actually roll will be a bit more limited than, you know, most, because he's coming at you. He's moving on you with the speed of a centipede. So take care in doing that. If you do get hit with it, you are giving, you know, moments where you can, you know, recoup yourself, get you a couple rolls in. Maybe your cat will be there with you, you know, averting his attention from you, so that way you can actually get, you know, some things done. Now, much like every monster who's actually available to fight in this area at this time in the game, the best and most efficient way to actually fight the monster is with a white sharpness weapon. Now, granted, if you're doing high rank solely, kind of like myself right now, not really jumping into G rank just yet, you're doing all this first, then moving over to G rank, getting a white sharpness weapon could be relatively tough. You would have to find either a very special weapon, or you would have to get you an armor set that actually has sharpness +1. Now, the Ignator, I wish it was that easy to say, but the Akantor armor that I'm wearing right now actually gives you the skill of sharpness +1. I'm sure there's other armors that give you the skill set. So if you can, by all means, do come in here with this skill. You know, don't necessarily have to be from this monster per se, because it's just from me. You really need to actually come up with sharpness +1 to maximize the efficiency if you actually fight this monster, because there's going to be lots of areas on the monster you can't actually hit too well, that are probably more common areas in which you would normally hit this monster in this other subspecies, that you can't do so due in part to, you know, the sharpness barrier. But I digress. Okay, with that being said, guys, another thing you have to worry about is that his roar is now amplified. It's bigger and badder than it was with the Brute Tigrex, in my opinion. It does a lot more damage. This monster is now a lot more damaging. So play him like you would the Brute Tigrex, you know what I mean? He holds a lot of characteristics from the Brute Tigrex, because he actually uses his roar as a means to attack. He even carries around the same what do you call it? The same ability where he would run in like a circular path, like he's doing, and then take a deep breath and then roar, you know? So if you fought Brute Tigrex and you're pretty familiar with the Brute Tigrex, imagine Molten Tigrex as a Brute Tigrex that's bigger. He's definitely bigger. So with becoming bigger comes bigger hitboxes, for him anyway. Also for you. So give him just a little bit more space than you normally would a Brute Tigrex. So, but since he fights like a Brute Tigrex, he's mostly a Brute Tigrex who has a couple of new tricks up his sleeve. You know what I mean? There's a couple of minor tweaks to older moves, and there's also, you know, his new blast element that he'll disperse upon you. Now, when he does the quick tail spin, that also leaves you a blast. And you do know that if you've already been hit with blast and you have the element on you, or the blight if you have Blastblight on you, and you get hit with another blast attack, you're going to explode. Now, one thing they did change in this game is that if you get hit with 2 blasts in a row, you do explode, but it comes in the form of like red health. You can actually get your health back, because back in the day it was, you got hit with it, and you took a lot of damage. You will still take a lot of damage, don't get me wrong, but it's red health. So if you carry around the moss wine jerky, you should be okay. If you ever find yourself in the situation of being, you know, hit with double blast and you need to, you know, recover some health really quickly, take that first, because you're gonna need to recover your red health. Well, you don't need to use something like a mega potion, where it's a lot more. You need a mega potion more times than you normally would a moss wine jerky, because moss wine jerky, like I said, recovers red health. Mega potion recovers health. You know what I mean? Red health isn't always there. It's normally the fact that you lost some damn health. So make sure you bring some of those. Okay. Now, for this monster, goodness, please don't get hit with those. Those things hurt, guys. Those things hurt. In terms of elements you need to come fight this monster with, you would need to bring water, and I think you can get away with ice. So you're looking at water and ice. Okay, water being, I believe, the best. And also, if you remember, water, especially in this area, so far, okay, don't. There might be another monster you have to fight here that I don't know about yet, but so far, with the monsters that I've fought, the Silver Rathalos, Gold Raytheon, and the Molten Tigrex, those 3 monsters are all susceptible to, I believe, water. Okay, so bring some water when you come here. You know what I mean? Gold Raytheon, I'm not 100% sure. I think it's thunder and water, but definitely Molten Tigrex and the Silver Rathalos are both susceptible to water. So if you're here and if you hadn't fought Gold Raytheon yet and you fought Silver Rathalos, bring that same weapon, if not a better one, if you have a better one, preferably one with white sharpness, or bring the skill sharpness +1 so you can possibly get to their white sharpness level. Bring him here to fight Molten Tigrex. Now again, like I said, he is a Tigrex. He's a monster about whipping ass. He's an ass whipping monster. There's a couple of monsters like this, whose, in my opinion, his true element is the element of ass whipping. He doesn't breathe fire, things like that, but he's very aggressive. He's damn near a brute wyvern, but he's a normal wyvern due in part to the fact he has wings. Now, with all these tips and everything being said, take it easy when you fight this guy, okay? You probably want to use a weapon that's a bit more mobile than a gun lance. I mean, I'm using a gun lance now. So far, I haven't had too much trouble with him. You know, because then again, once you start using a certain weapon type against a monster, especially a newer one, you get to understand how that weapon feels against going that monster, how that weapon type works going against him, because you have to make adjustments to how he moves and how you are actually able to move and attack yourself. So, me using the gun lance, if you are going to use a gun lance, I mean, if you're, you know, want to take a tip from me, there's 2 ways I guess you can use a gun lance in this sense. The one way that I'm using, which is the more safe method, especially when fighting this monster for the first time, is I'm turtling a little bit more. Turtling is, you know, I throw my shield up and I wait for opportune moments before I actually, you know, go in for the attack. When I am met with a barrage of attacks from this monster, I will throw my shield up and do whatever means I can to actually maintain stamina, i.e., you know, walking around while I have my shield up. Maybe if I don't need to walk around due to my placement, because I don't want to like leave a certain area, like a certain zone, to where I can actually keep my shield up and actually block an attack, I will spin on the dime right there, or you know, wave myself back and forth, because so long as you're moving, you're gonna get that stamina back. But if you like walk away, walk around, you do get the stamina back, but you might be out of the way of some placement. So like I said, I'm turtling. There's another way you can use this. You can do it very offensive like, but I don't have a gun lance with really good offensive capabilities. And to play a gun lance offensively, in my opinion, you wouldn't need a normal type gun lance. This is a normal type gun lance. I would say you probably go with something like a wide, or maybe even a long. Probably more of a long shot gun lance, because with the long shot gun lance, you actually have the wyvern fire. Now, watch out for that ability right there. Remember, when he's enraged, he will run at you 4 times. 4 times, I believe. So count it. It's much like how the Raytheon and the Rathalos, they do the run. Like they'll run in one direction, and they'll normally they'll run, kind of stop for a split second, and then like cut their teeth at you. Whereas they have the other ability, the other attack, where they would do that. They would run once, run twice, and then run again before cutting the teeth at you. Tigrex has this ability, so to speak, but I believe he'll do it 4 times, you know what I mean? And sometimes at the end of it, he'll finish it off with his spinning attack, so you have to watch out for that as well. Not often will he end it off with the roar, but it's always a possibility, so watch out for the roar. Again, it's a huge attack that does a lot of damage, has quite a bit of range, especially in front of him. If you're in front, odds are you're probably hit with it unless you're too far away to actually get hit with the roar effect. Well, actually not the blast. There's the blast zone and then the roar effect. The blast zone isn't too large, but you still might get hit with the roar. You know what I mean? One last thing I guess I could say about Tigrex is that you want to mount him as often as you can, because the more chance you have at a hard knockdown, the more chance you have to actually, you know, take him out. Because he moves a lot. He's kind of a monster you want to actually keep still and do as much damage to him as you can. Now you can trap him, I believe. I haven't yet to trap him myself, but I'm pretty sure you can trap him. So when the monster is fatigued, you want to get a lot of hits on him. Definitely go ahead and pull the trap out so he can stay still for even longer periods of time, so you can actually get that hit off. I'm pretty sure there's some stuff that I'm missing here in terms of information, but we are running out of time. I will say that the information I did give to you guys is probably more than suitable enough to actually get you through this fight. While we're almost done with the video, I am going to close it out here just now. Thank you all for watching the video. If you came here new, let me know if you enjoyed yourself. If you're a returning veteran, you know, shout outs to people returning day in and day out. I really appreciate that, guys. It makes me feel real good to my heart, and puts a nice feeling in my stomach because it makes me happy. So thank you all for watching the video. Like I said before, if you found any of these tips helpful at all, let me know. If you didn't find anything helpful, again, let me know what I did wrong, so that way I can learn from my experience, so I can probably give you guys a better commentary on the next one, because there's no better way to actually improve on your commentary game than to hear criticism from the people who actually have to listen to you, because what comes out of your mouth you might think is actually the bee's knees and, you know, the lickety split, but it may not in all terms be so. You might come off as just, you know, whatever. So it's up to the people to decide if I'm actually doing a good job or not. But I hope you guys are thinking that I am doing a good job. But with all this being said, guys, it's been your boy Dak908, aka the Dig Dug himself. That was a pretty tough fight, so I have to kick back on that one. Hope to see you guys real soon on the next video. The next video will probably be a Gold Raytheon. Now, I would love to tell you guys that the next video will come out tomorrow, but until I actually make this guy's armor, aka if Kushlador will give me his damn gem, we'll decide on when you will see the Gold Raytheon video. Hopefully we'll get that hammered out today, because I really want to make this this Gold Raytheon video, because I have many other videos to go make. I will not be making the Gold Raytheon armor, so the subsequential monster that I have to fight, in hopes, fingers crossed, is the Fatalis. You will see Fatalis the day after you see Gold Raytheon. Anyway, guys, it's been your boy Dak908, aka the Dig Dug himself. You all take care. Hope to see you on the next one. It's been your boy.